Agenda Central. We back at it. We back at it. We back at it. What's popping? What's the deal? Another episode. I'm excited for this episode, but missing Merle, he's on a business trip, making that money, but I'm glad you guys are on. And Benny, welcome, bro. We had a lot of feedback, with you joining, so I'm glad that we have you back on. So I'm looking forward to that. Mr. Slim, it was good, bro. How's the week been so far? I know, you work in this gig. It's been tiring, but I'm glad you were able to make time. So, let's get it. Agenda Central, what's the deal? What's popping? Let's get it.
Good.
You already know.
But listen, I'm excited about this week. Most importantly, there's not going to be an international break at least till March 25th. So that is a good thing. Hopefully, we see some good football going forward and everything is going to be great. But today's topic, is exciting because, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Anytime you see or you hear things going on, people doing drugs, people calling names out, it's really something we got to take a look at. So, the issue with the EPL referee, David Coote, and you saw a video of him doing drugs and actually calling out club. So Benny, with the visual evidence, and without seeing him, what's crazy with his last name? If you take the OT and you replace it with a K, that's exactly what he was doing. With this evidence on tape, and there's no way around it, right? So, do you think that PGMOL needs to really do something about this behavior, or they should just let it go and really worry about other ways of improving the game?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, shout out to him for having that dollar bill. I don't know where he got.
I don't know where he got a dollar bill from.
What?
For a minute, when I saw it, I was like, "Ain't no way this is real."
Is that
This
really
is,
why
I
he
mean,
Well, that's the universal currency, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
you need to have a bill in your wallet. You need to have a bill in your wallet.
you know what else is
Man.
crazy? What else is crazy? The reports of him actually arranging cook sessions right after the game. I'm like, yo, so you couldn't just go home and relax. You have to make sure that people, the guys were ready. But yeah, Benny, what do you think? Is it a behavior that we need to check?
Well, first to answer your first question, I don't necessarily think it's a cultural problem, right? I don't think like there are a bunch of referees engaging in this kind of behavior and
Right.
listen. I think we would have more proof over the years, like more things come out. But if you're doing coke, man, I don't know. I gotta question your decision making.
Right.
You think about everything that's at stake at this level. I mean, you get the players getting tested. I don't think the coaches and staff get tested like that, but the players get tested, and the referees, they're a big part of
Right.
the game and the end result. Because football is a low scoring sport, so little
Right.
decisions here and there play a key part in how the game flows. Because it's not a stop-start game where like baseball or basketball, where you have like set plays and stuff. The game flows, so that the referee has a big part to play in how the game plays and how the game flows in
Right.
football. So with me, I think they need to get tested, right? I think they need to get tested. I think there needs to be stricter background checks on them.
Right.
I think we definitely need a more diverse group of referees in the Premier
Right.
League. That could be a
Right.
different conversation for a different day. But I think they definitely need to take it seriously in terms of making sure that these referees that are in this multi-billion-dollar industry, that they're right, because they have a big part to play in the sport and the end result. So they definitely need to check it.
Right. And you make a great point, and you just briefly mentioned it, but I want you to touch a little bit more on it. Do you think, bringing diversity, right, Slim?
Before Benny goes into that, right? So my question is, do you think it's doing stuff like that in football or soccer is the issue here, or just doing it as a ref? Because you did mention that It's not
Oh,
a
I don't think it's necessarily just because it's football, but in general, right? Like
right.
if you're
Right.
doing certain drugs,
Hold everybody to the same standards.
different levels of drugs, different classifications. You're doing hard drugs, I
Right.
mean, we all have jobs. We get tested some here and there. Sometimes before you get the job, some people randomly get tested. When you have a professional career, I think it's a pretty normal expectation that we will
Right.
expect not to engage in certain behavior, right? To
Mm-hmm.
a certain limit, but once the video comes out and it's out there as a league, right? You have your reputation at stake, right? So you have to protect that. So they need to do something about it. He needs to either
Right.
be suspended or he needs to just be he just can't referee normal, but they can't just brush it aside like they normally do. And then come December or January, oh, here comes David Coote refereeing the game. No, 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 no. That can't happen.
Right. Right. That's right. Again, you did touch on an important point that I want you to elaborate on. It's clearly that there's a refereeing problem, either being on the field or maybe just the institution as a whole. Do you think bringing diversity in the refereeing group would help, check some of these issues that is currently coming up?
Definitely. In any setting or environment, when you have diversity, it challenges, your customs, it challenges your thoughts, ideas. You have different ideas. You have people
Right.
coming better. So I don't think diversity would hurt in any way here when we're talking about refereeing, because I don't know the exact stats, but majority of the referees are from a very specific part of England, right? That alone is
Right.
an issue. You need people from all across, and I don't even understand why they need to be English referees. I
Right.
mean, I mean,
We just
you get the best players, you get the best coaches, you get the best medical staff, you get
right.
directors from everywhere. But
Right.
with the whistle, they gotta be English. Why?
Right. Right.
I don't get it.
Exactly.
I
You
don't get
know,
it.
both of you make very great points, as far as what needs to be done to check some of these things. For me personally, I really think there's an issue. I really hold that position at a very high standard. I believe that you have to be performing at a level where nothing is impairing your judgment. And, you be putting, the utmost respectful behavior at all levels. So I'm really looking forward to see what the PGMOL comes out with. Guys, staying with you, Benny, there's something else that happened over the weekend. I have a different opinion on it, but I want you to start with it. So if you look at, and that's the boxing fight that happened. If you look at Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, um, fights like that, right? Do you think it's helping the sports or it's actually hurting it? Because now it looks like it's more about entertainment and money rather than really what the main objective of the sports is. And that's why we love the sports. We talk about the science of the sports, and we don't see that. So what was your view on it? Do you think it's hitting the sports, or because it's entertainment, we should be okay with these type of fights?
Nah, man. That was crap. What happened over the weekend, man? Oh, that was like it was sad to see. Like it wasn't even entertaining. You know,
Right,
like leading up to it and the whole conversation, the thought of it, thinking about how it was gonna go was entertaining, except the actual fight. You know, and Netflix got to get it together
right,
too. Terrible.
right.
Yeah,
They
that was
had
a
so
shit
many
show, bro.
So,
issues.
so
Yeah,
you
that
really
was,
think it's
Mhm.
hitting the sports, right?
it's hurting the sport. I mean, you think about it. Okay, it did well in drawing the casual or someone who's not a boxing fan, right? Because it's
Right,
great marketing. Everybody knows the name Mike Tyson, right?
right,
All boxing enthusiasts, and I wouldn't call myself that, they were disgusted by that,
right,
And then if you think
right,
about the sport has been losing like the main essence of it for quite some time now. I mean, the
right,
real last time that boxing was really, I don't know, like not even at its peak, but the last time it was really
right,
relevant was Mayweather Pacquiao.
Right,
Like,
right,
they were the last real, everything else is like, oh, you get somebody that's hot, that's this, but really, if you look at them, like, yeah,
right.
Deontay, well, he can't box, really. Like,
Right.
like the skill of boxing, no, it's low. Like, UFC has it covered in terms of fighting, because people that used to watch boxing wanted to see brutality, like,
Right, right,
that. How they get that in UFC with the marketing, and boxing lost its way with all the corruption. And sometimes you watch a fight and it's like, ain't no way this person won the fight. Like
right,
they made their bed and they got to lay in it now. Like now they're trying to find their way to get out of it. So they're trying all these other routes with all these fights that are not real fights to get people to come, but the fundamentals are gone.
right, right. So Slim, are you buying into the school of thought that this was a scripted fight and they kind of knew the outcome? Are you buying into that? Because that was a major thing. Was fight. That was a lot of what people were talking about. That this was actually scripted. We kind of wasted our time. What do you think about that?
I mean, I stayed up. So the thing is, I thought the fight was going to start around 7, right? But later on,
Right,
I had I stayed up till like 10 to watch the game. And the annoying thing is for me, I mean, the hype around the fight. Everybody was super
right,
hyped. Everybody was looking forward to the fight, and how, I mean, having stayed up, spent a lot of time behind the TV just waiting for that fight, and then, I mean, witnessing what we saw, I wasn't
right,
impressed at all, right? But I mean, from the start, right? Who would sanction a fight like that? Like a 7-year-old against what, a 58? I mean, it doesn't make sense, bro. No matter how you look at it, it doesn't make sense. So I mean, then again, it's Iron Mike, everybody's favorite. I mean, our generation, he's our goat, right? So for me, I was super excited for him, and having heard that he was owing a lot of money and needed to make the money back, or needed to
right,
make some really good money. I mean, if you think about it from that perspective, I mean, he's made some good money off that fight. He didn't have to put in too much work, because I know for a fact that if you really wanted to knock Jake down, he would have. Like the videos we saw, like the training videos we saw of Mike, and I mean, and Jake not being a professional, this is like his third fight or something. Yeah, I
right,
feel like yes, it looked scripted at some point, right? I had there was
Looked
some
like Mike was
biting of
pulling his
gloves,
punches in certain parts. Like you can see him,
bro.
right,
his whole bag. Come
Yep,
on.
right.
yep, and the
It's
whole
so
fight,
funny
I
that
think
he get out.
it was only one uppercut, right? The whole fight, just one. And I think
Right,
that after the first one, he got a signal not to do that again or something. I
right.
mean, bro. And then,
The
the
whole
conspiracy theorists would
Yeah,
come with, stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy for me.
it was crazy. The whole time I was watching the fight, I was like, man, this is a very smart way of getting 20 million. Just
Bro, easy
hype the
money.
fight
Easy money.
and then come on there and make. But you guys make some valid points, and really, those are the two main school of thought. Everybody that you hear a lot of people talk about, and that's really the essence of the sport is no more like before, or it's not in existence. But my thing is, if this is the direction of the sports, because we talk about all these changes in sports and entertainment, now it's all about the money and those that you can pull through. If that's where we are with it now, then let us know. So then we don't have to worry about, trying to find out if we really how we really dealing with the main essence of sports now, and especially for boxing. Good boxing fights, I believe, would give you the entertainment value that you look for. A lot of time, if the thought process is just to, get some money and get people to come around and, give them that type of display, then we might as well not get it, right? So that's my view on it, and
I
you guys make some very good feedback.
think society too has changed with times. I think
Right,
even if you look at just keeping it, let's just say America, right? Americans we like action. Like we like
right,
sports. There's stuff going on. Like a lot of points. That's one of the reasons why if you talk to a lot of Americans, you talk to them about soccer. They're like, "Oh, there's nothing going on. They want to see
yeah,
action, scores, touchdowns." somebody getting hit, and it's kind of like
Right.
boxing. Like us, it's kind of been more like a skill, you know.
Right.
Whereas UFC has that cutthroat, that blood, and all of that.
Mm.
So kind of have people kind of gravitating towards that. And there's a lot of fights, and you know,
There's
right
a
now
lot of fight.
we want everything. We want it now. We don't want to wait 6 months or 1 year to see another big fight. Where UFC is constantly coming in. So you know, there's something boxing they gotta look at too as well.
Right. Right.
So in essence, they should put up good fights, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need more of it. So I was gonna say, like, if you really look at, like, you know, some of these sports these days, some of these sports around, that is generating a lot of money for these athletes. Boxing is not one of them, right? It's not that. So nobody, the attention, it doesn't make sense putting yourself in the ring and just getting hit like that and leave with, you know, chicken change. So I mean, I get where the focus is right now, and I mean, the promoters have to do better with the sports one, and obviously, if the money is good in the sports, we'll tend to have a lot of better fighters. I mean,
Right.
right now, I mean, in this time and age, I can give you. I mean, we all grew up like we watching boxing back in Ghana. Like, you know, boxing was, you know, something at least everybody knew. You know, the heavyweight
Right.
champion, like, you know, all the divisions or whatever they call it. Like, we knew the big guys, but now I can't even mention like 5 good boxes top of my head, bro.
Right.
So it needs the whole sports needs some huge revamp. So
Right.
yeah.
And you're right about that. But I have one request. For the love of the sports, I need one good boxer to actually get in the ring with Jake Paul
Man,
and kick his ass so that
man.
he
But he's not gonna
understands
do it.
that.
He won't do it.
Listen, he
He won't do it.
understands that it's just not, you know, you being able to throw your
It's
hands
not
and
a
being able to
game,
train
man.
a couple of
It's not
hours
that
and then you
easy.
turn into a boxer. It's like, so my question to these boxers, these professional boxers, like, what are we really doing? Are we
But
allowing people to
let
just
me ask
come in
you,
and just play around?
they cut
Bro,
across.
that's
You
where the
watch
money
boxing
is.
a
That's
lot.
where the money is.
Who in his weight class can take him on? Who
Yeah,
can fight in his weight
so I
class?
think in this fight, he was over 220. That's a heavyweight, straight up. So he needs to fight in the heavyweight. He's too big. I think maybe he can reduce his weight a little bit and come to a middleweight, you know. But for now, if he's got to fight, that's his weight class. He's a heavy. I don't know how much weight that
So
he
is
can
it
lose.
that in none of the main heavyweights?
Listen, we have some good heavyweights, you know, even with the champion. But I don't know. But they won't take a fight like that. I need somebody, you know, retired or is not doing it at the level that a lot of these professionals are doing it. You know, has real boxing skills. I can get into the ring with him and just show him that, hey, you can come around and play around. But anyway, that's just my thought on it.
But
Well, let's get
he's picking his opponents. He has the
right.
money.
Speaking, yeah.
So
So that's what I'm
he's
saying.
definitely
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
do it. He's definitely
Yeah.
not gonna do it.
Right.
And if he knows you probably would, like, you know, knock him out or knock him down, he wouldn't do it. I'm not sure he'll take the fight.
Right. So
He's strategic about it. He's found a code, and bro, he's milking the shit out of it. Like,
right.
the guy gonna make all the money out of that. Like, it's work for him. They started as a YouTuber, bro.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's money. Yeah.
You know, if you think about it like that, yeah, you just got new manager bounce brewing somewhere. And it's important that we talk about it as rival fans. So, you know, so as you guys are aware, and I'm going to start with you, Benny. You know, the Amaran start, you know, this weekend, I believe at Ipswich. And it's something that a lot of the fans have been looking for. And even some of us, the rival fans, say, you know, just kind of provide your view of thoughts. What do you think his China is going to be like? Do you think he's going to be one of the best managers to ever come out of the club, or is just going to be one of those situations where managers coming in, they're not able to do the job, so they have
Right.
to send them out?
I think it's a bit difficult for me because I really haven't watched him that close, right? So it's going to be based on I've watched Sporting under him a few times because of I've been watching Gyökeres because you know I'm a big fan of him.
Right.
So I've liked the coach. I've liked what I've read about him through some of like my scouting notebooks that I follow. To say it's hard for me to say whether he'll be a success or not, but I think he's definitely going to try to do things his way, right? He's going
Right.
to definitely give it his all by doing it his way. He has a good squad to start with. However, I don't know if he has the personnel right away to play with three at the back as he wants to. But you can see that even with Pep when he came to City and Arteta when he came to Arsenal, they don't necessarily begin with how they want to end up playing, right? So he can come in just based on the tools that he has. You have to use that and make the best of the current season. And then I think from there going, we're going to see him build the squad. And we're going to see more of his footprints on the squad. I think he'll be good. He has similar winning numbers and trophies and success rate as Ten Hag at Ajax.
Right.
So I hear all he's won this. Yeah, all that is good, but you haven't done it in the Prem. You haven't done it at this level yet, right?
Right.
So I think he's definitely a good coach. I always, not always, but when his name came up and Ten Hag's name came up a few years back, I was more interested in him than Ten Hag, right? So
Right.
I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, we all remember how De Zerbi came, how there was all
Right.
this. He started nothing. It wasn't all that impressive at the end of the day.
That's
So
right.
it'll be interesting to see the Man United job in the Premier League right now with what they have to do and rebuild. It's the biggest job in Europe, right?
Mhm.
You have to rebuild that club, right? It's not like
Right.
going to take Real Madrid, you're taking over, you continue to win. You have to rebuild Man United. That's the biggest job. So, I don't wish him the best,
Right.
but I think they're going to beat Ipswich this weekend. I think it's going to be a good start.
Right.
I think with as the season plays out, and really for me, it's hard to always tell until you give a manager a chance for him to have his team, and then we see what he's doing. Then we can say, I don't think this is going to work or this is going to work.
Right.
But I think he's definitely a good candidate. If I was to make a pick, he was definitely going to be in the top 2 or top 3 of the candidates. So, good choice for them. We'll see how it plays out.
Right. So you talk about a great point. So Slim, there's been a lot of talk about his style of play, right? Do you think his style of play would be, what is required to succeed in the EPL?
The three back.
Yeah, the three back. I
I
think
mean,
that's a main thing. Yeah.
I'm not too sure, right? I'm not too sure if you can play three at the back in
won't play
EPL.
3 at the back. Conte played 3 at the back, and even Man City and Arsenal, when we build up with 3
With
possessions.
three,
So
Yeah.
all that stuff is just noise. It's what you're doing in the formation.
true,
Yeah, don't really get caught up in 3, 4, this, 4. It's what you're doing in the formation.
Yeah.
But I mean, the style of the way opponents, your opponent would, approach the game also does count, right? If in certain players, well, like you said, maybe with time, he can get the style. He can get the players and play the style he wants, right? But we watching EPL every weekend, knowing the style and how players are, players come into the game and how they approach the game, and then the style a lot of teams play. 3, it's difficult to play if you don't get the right personnel, right? So, yeah, with him, I get the sense that he has everything to succeed. He looks the part, right? He looks like
Right.
the young coaches coming up, full of energy and ideas, and then with a big team like United, big budget as well. It's everything points to the fact that he could succeed, but like Benny said, I don't want to see him succeed. I don't wish him well.
Right.
But yeah, I won't be surprised if he, gets United back to where, most of the fans want. But yeah, once he gets 3 games running, I think he'll get a momentum and, probably be a force this season or maybe next season.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Just wanted to add a little something to the 3 at the back. Then I think it's just also because back in the days when you think of playing three defenders, three at the back is typically three defenders that can play with the balls, like three center backs. But now, and when you have that, you're losing ball progression. You're losing somebody else in midfield that can hold the ball and move the ball. But now you look at City, you look at Arsenal, even Liverpool to some degree. You look at a lot of the top teams. You look at Ajax. And now if you look at Man U's current team, right? If you have three players at the back, you have De Ligt, you have Euro, you have Martinez, you can insert another center back. They all can play from the back, right? So if you play those three at the back, any one of them, mostly like say Martinez, can step into midfield. So you're not losing anything with ball progression. If you look at Arsenal, if you were to play three at the back, you can have Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, or somebody else. We don't lose ball progression. You can play Timber in there, and we can still look the same. But you have three defenders that love to defend that can still move the ball forward. So it's not as defensive as we like it used to be back in the day. So I think we haven't seen it a lot in England, but as the game is progressing, I won't be surprised if we kind of see a tactical switch to having three ball-playing defenders that can defend and, progress the ball, because it's an advantage than having just two.
But without the ball, how does the team
without
look?
the ball. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just a question. Like, so without the ball, I mean, I think it gives your opponent, without the ball, opponents tend to have a lot of advantage. And against, if you meet a team that, plays like how Liverpool plays, bro, it's going to expose you a lot. I think.
Yeah. And you made a good point. What the opponent does also plays a big part in how you're going to set up as well. The three at the back, sometimes your issue is you leave spaces in the channel because you have the wide backs going. So the space between your wide back, your fullback, your wing back, and your center back, like the channels. Jamie Vardy loves those channels. So that's where you have weaknesses. So when you have those three defenders, not only should they be good one-on-one defenders, but not only should they be good ball-playing defenders, but they should be good one-on-one defenders.
Yeah.
They're going to find themselves a lot of the times where the ball goes down the channel and you, the center back, gets pulled over there and you have to defend like you're a fullback. So like you're saying, that's the weakness of that system.
And looking at the squad United has at the back, right? Or the players United has at the back. I mean, somebody like John Evans, Maguire. I mean, there are no players that, are pacey. So against a team that runs a lot, that does a lot of hard work, I mean, I think it will expose you a lot.
Definitely. If he's going to play three at the back, he better not have Maguire and Evans.
No.
One, but some people that can get out to the touchline and defend when the situation calls for it. Good point.
That's right. So these are some really good points. And from what you guys are saying, so whatever the case may be, there's got to be two things, which is going to be non-negotiable. And what I mean by that is he's going to be looked at with a third eye. He just be Man United being an institution, an English institution, it's going to be looked at, with a third eye. Everything he's going to do, they're going to take a critical look at it. And then also the style of play, they're going to really see however they play. Is it going to help them win games, or it's just going to be one of those situations? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody else is looking forward to it. Personally, I don't wish him well, so we'll see how that turns out. I know we're all excited about the games coming up this weekend, right? So for Benny, I just want you to just select, say, 2 to 3 EPL matchups or, games that you are looking forward to, that you are most excited about.
You mean the games I'm interested to watch? Definitely Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, definitely.
Right.
But I really want to watch United and Ipswich. I like Ipswich. Okay. I like a few of their players. They're interesting. I like young championship players and stuff. So I like to see that Kieran McKenna going up against Man United in Amorim's first game. And then Man City, Tottenham. That's always a high-scoring game. Tottenham usually gets the dub. So now I'm looking for a draw there. So that's definitely a high-scoring draw. I'm hoping 3-3 or 2-2, something like that. So yeah, those are 3 games I'm excited to watch in the Premier League.
All right, that's great. That's great. Those are some really good games. Slim. what other games are you looking forward to? Do you think that is gonna be some really good matchups?
Yep. I mean, definitely Arsenal, right? I mean, we seem to have like almost everybody fit now. Or I mean, we have a captain back, so it's refreshing and nice to hopefully we get the momentum back. Yeah, we put shit together. We
Right.
get business done.
Right.
It's been like, I mean, 9 points behind Liverpool at this point is looking scary, but hopefully they drop some points and then we catch up. And yeah, and definitely the City Tottenham game as well.
Right.
That's a good one. And yep, hopefully City drops some point, but I doubt because you're playing home. So yeah, those two for me. And yep, and then United on Sunday.
Those
I
are
mean, it's
some
an
real
easy
good
game.
games.
I mean, you
Right.
would expect United to win, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just because they have a new
Okay.
coach now, we'll see how it goes.
Right. So then let's get into, let's get right into it. So a little update on that. We're gonna put the pics on our social media pages. So if you go on Twitter, we're gonna put it on our stories. It's gonna have the hashtag AC parlays, Agenda Central parlay. So you can go on there and check out the parlays for the week. Yeah, for the week. We're gonna do some weekends and then maybe some games, during the week. So always just be on the lookout for some real good picks. All right, so let's start off with you, Slimmy. What are your blazing five this
No, I
week?
think you should go. Let's hear yours first. Let me see what you got.
Okay.
Those privileges. Go ahead.
Now Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. We're gonna have over 2.5 goals, and then Manchester City, Tottenham is also going to be over 2.5 goals, and then Man U and Switch, I think is gonna be also 2.5. So these are my three main over 2.5 goals. Probably because I feel like Man U, there's got to be some excitement. You have to, pick, maybe score some goals. So these are my three main picks. All right, so now let's hear your Slim.
I mean, of late the market's still good, so
Yeah.
for be cautious, for be extra, they're making the so
Boys
I
make
think
risk of it.
yeah, I like Dortmund, Freiburg. Dortmund be some waste ass team, so I will go BTTS on that game.
Right.
Yep, I like Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. I think Aston Villa should win that game. Straight win. City, Tottenham. Yeah, I think City should win that as well. And so that's three. And Syria, I think Inter away. That's an easy one for Inter, I think. And that's so 4, 5 Sunday. I think Liverpool should win as well. So yeah, that's 5. It's probably like out of 6. Not much.
Right. How about you, Mr. B?
So I got Arsenal Forest over 2.5.
All right.
Ipswich United over 2.5. City Tottenham over 3.5. And then on Sunday I got a nice little upset. Cowboys over the Commanders. Make it spicy.
Well, who's playing quarterback? Who's playing quarterback?
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
I always say
Black
this.
trailers.
It gets to a point where you just can't let some things happen. Like if the way Cowboys is playing now, and the way we play, if Cowboys got to score us, then we don't deserve to be at whatever level we are. So and that's not gonna happen.
It's a strange.
I get it,
Right?
but
Any given Sunday.
I know you remember.
Sunday,
we are
bro.
hungry for a win.
I know you remember when y'all were trash, won like 2 or 3 games, and y'all loaded up AT&T with Colt McCoy on a Monday night. Boy, that's what I'm praying for Sunday.
So we'll see what
That's
happens.
my upset pick. Cowboys over the Commanders.
Right. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, yeah, we come to an end, guys. This has been great. I'm looking forward again to next week because I know we're back in full swing with games coming back. Some of our favorite players, also coming back. This has been great topics. I know that the guys are also looking forward to, some of these discussions that we're having. So thank you all for coming. B, like I said, it's always a pleasure, bro. You guys are going to see B, a lot of times. And Slim, it's been great. It's always good to have you on. Mr. We're holding it down for you. Make that money.
Wherever
Come
you
back
are.
strong. Yeah, wherever you are.
Make that bread,
money.
boy.
Yeah, so it's been great. I know it's going to be a great weekend because, games are coming back. Thank
A
you all
lot
for
of
coming.
games, bro.
Yeah, thank you all for
Been a
coming.
pleasure.
Appreciate it. So, Agenda Central, you already know what time it is. We out.
We out.
Let's
We
get
out.
it.